are responsible for the demise of the holiday wreck, Miss Alice Rabble.
1, 2.
Take notes on delivery, Catherine, an Oscar-winning performance.
But I'm only 15. How could I possibly have had anything to do with Alice's murder? I was on my own in the hotel all day yesterday afternoon. I don't know anything, and I'm American. Americans are always the good guys these days.
Believe me, kiddo, everyone here's a suspect, irrespective of age or nationality. Although I take your point, there's always the Americans who are the good guys.
Don't bet your bottom dollar on it, Waldorf. The British government are well aware of that, your involvement in this case. Can I start that again? The British government are well aware that your involvement in this case is motivated by the hope of recovering a large shipment of American gold.
Yeah, well, let's move on. Miss Alice's body was discovered at 4 p.m. by Spanish divers. A telephone call alerted them to the whereabouts of the incident.
I made that call myself from the payphone. I was worried about Alice. I called immediately.
We'll substantiate that you called, Miss Randall. According to Miss Alice's broken wristwatch, the time of the murder was 3 p.m. Myself and my British associate need to know where all of you were leading up to and during yesterday's siesta, the time when Alice went down to the harbour. Senorita Gonzalez has some useful information.
I know this woman. She is a very nosy person with faces in people's business.
Thank goodness for that. The information she might have might prove crucial. Mrs. Gonzalez, can you tell us what happened yesterday as siesta time approached?
I know you too, Juan Adonis. You are no good. Bad, bad man. You have broken many, many hearts.
Just dish out the facts, Miss Gonzalez.
Yesterday, from my shop window, I see everything that goes on. Everything. I see many strange things. Senorita Tinker, when she leaves this office, she come into my shop to buy bread. She's very troubled.
Mom always buys food from Miss Gonzalez's shop. It's cheaper than hotel food. Mom's obsessed with saving cash.
When the senorita leaves my shop, she bumped in. When the senorita leave my shop, she meet Miss Mist, who just been in here with Senorita Glavo. The two senoritas, my, they did big argument right in the middle of the street. There was big hullabaloo. Then I heard the name Juan Adonis mentioned. That man, all he do is break heart.
You are so old body busy, senorita.
Was there an argument, Miss Mist?
I suppose so. Candace's pretty self-righteous manner nauseates me. Because of her complaints, I lost my job.
It was your lack of talent that cost you your job.
How dare you insult me, you worthless tramp?
At least I have my pride, not like you prancing around trying to impress a sleazy Spanish barman.
You all pay for that.
Ladies, please do not fight over me. Although, of course, you won't be the first ladies to fight over the hands.
Master Rocky, where were you during this argument?
Me? I was sent back to the hotel with the bread to sit by the pool on my own, as usual.
Senorita, did the two ladies physically attack one another?
No, they shot for a while, and then everything go quiet. They both then make their way down to the harbour. And on the way, they waved their fists at the bulldog as it went out to sea. Well, he just laughed. Senorita Tinkerer, when she headed to the Flippers water sport office, Miss Mist, she went to meet Manuel, who runs the donkey rides.
I see. Is there anything else you can tell us? Anything out of the ordinary?
See. Half the Senorita Drabo left this office at siesta time. Other strange things that did begin to happen. This man, Senor Rosita, he come out of this locked office, he unlocked the door and scurried off like sneaky little mouse. He had the keys in one hand and the file in the other.
Well, that's lies. That's lies, I tell you.
And then this man, Senor Eric, he also sneaked into unlocked office. Straight after what drink I do not know. Senor Eric is not the type to meet on the dark night.
Don't expect me to be buying any more bread from you, sweetheart.
When the Senor Eric come out of the office, he very, very mad. He ran down the street with great face. He not nice man. Everybody afraid of him.
The ramblings of a forgetful woman, I can assure you. I never came into this office at all yesterday after I'd sorted things out with Alice about the bullfight trip. I went straight to the harbour to get the hotel's boat. I needed it urgently, you see, only to find out that one was out with his girlfriend.
Senor, that's not exaggeration. Alice, she just girlfriend. Babachan is my true love.
You and Alice were definitely involved in a lover's tip when I came yesterday. You threatened to run off with Babe Babylon, miss.
Believe me, officers, I never came back here at all. I'd never break into an empty office. I mean, what do you think I am? Some sort of crook?
We'll decide that in due course, Mr. Braithwaite. Thank you, Mrs. Gonzalez. You've been most helpful.
There is more. Senor Rosita, he come back into his travel office at 4 o'clock. He bring the file back with him, and he again come into the Golden Promise office, and then he quickly ran off like a guilty squirrel. This time he snuck the keys. And this is the file.
Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. As Mr. Braithwaite said, I think Senorita Gonzalez has got a very fanciful imagination. Yes, I was browsing past later on, taking a stroll, enjoying the sunshine on my holiday, but nothing more. I was in my room most of yesterday. I've never seen that file before. How could I? Because I've never been in this room before.
Then, how come that you know so much about conversations that went on in here?
Yes.
Let's have a look at it anyway, shall we? Well, what do we have here? Interesting. It's a file that Miss Alice was preparing on the Britannia Hotel. A critique, and not a very favourable one. Several complaints have been made.
Chief Inspector, I offer the finest hospitality on this island.
Give me a break. It's only a one-star hotel because you can't have a non-star hotel.
The file recommends a thorough search and possible closure of the Hotel Britannia. Indeed, several complaints seem to have come from you, Mrs. Tinkler.
Well, there's a lot to complain about.
I can assure you that I run a very honourable establishment.
Right next to a dog pound.
May I go now, please? I have the bun in the oven.
Certainly, Senorita Gonzalez. Now, with our victim making her way down to the seafront at 2 p.m. to meet Mr. Adonis, the remainder of my operation will focus on what happened next. With that in mind, I have asked Senor Jimenez Benidorm's harbour master, tell us what he saw.
Hold your horses, Bethlehem. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If my reasoning is correct, 2 of our suspects never went to the harbour yesterday. Master Rocky and Rag Rossiter. They were both at the hotel, apparently. Mr. Rossiter, I seem to know so little about you.
Me? Well, there's not much to tell, really. I'm just a tourist from Britain, staying at the Britannia Hotel on holiday.
On your own?
Well, I prefer it that way. Yeah, 1 week gone, just another week to go.
Well, I've hardly seen you around the Britannia at all.
Well, that's because you're never there either, Mom.
Mr. Rossiter either spends all his time in his room
or sneaking around the place. He only come to my bar for 1 drink.
And 1 drink was more than enough for my purposes, let me assure you. Look, it's my holiday. I'm on holiday. I'm free to do whatever I want. I follow the recommended accommodation guide and I can choose the type of holiday I want.
So, yesterday during siesta, you say you were alone in your hotel room, miles away from all the tragic events at sea?
Yes, Rag and I both returned to the hotel around 2 p.m. We were there all afternoon, until he went for a walk with that fire lunch on just before 4 p.m.
Seems as if the Spanish sunshine has affected your imagination.
But I know you were in your room yesterday afternoon, because I could hear you talking on your hotel room phone, rather loudly. You said something about finding what you were looking for, about regretting the action you were about to take. You even said, it's time to put the pen into action. Money speaks louder than words after all.
Alright, so I made a phone call. Big deal. You ought to think very carefully about what you're saying, wise guy, or you might find that your future will indeed be just a little bit rocky.